Alrighty, I've made it home with the burgers. Well, the ingredients to make the burgers. Let me rattle off what I've brought, guys. I've got the main ingredient, some prime beef patties. Next we have some Swiss cheese slices. Next I've got some hot Mexican chili sauce, just to give it a bit of bite. I've got some baby cos lettuce, a red onion and a tomato. And lastly, the housing for the burgers. I've got some fresh sesame seed buns. Now before I begin cooking the patties, I've got to do some prep. Now that the prep is done, I'm ready to begin cooking the beef patties. So what you want to do is you want to turn your fry pan on. I'm using a non-stick pan here, and they say not to ever put the stovetop on full heat when using a non-stick. So out of 9, I'm going to go 8. Then when your pan starts to get hot, you want to drizzle some oil in there. Even though it's non-stick, the oil's just going to give the patties little bit of extra flavor. Now that the fry pan's hot and ready to rock and roll, I'm going to get 2 patties and I'm going to dump them in like that. Now at this point I'm now going to turn the stovetop down. I'll probably turn it down to 6. Make sure you've got the right instrument so you can flip them when the time comes. My instrument, I think, is in the dishwasher. Alrighty, now you want to let them cook on the first side for anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. Depending on how generous you're feeling, you can sprinkle a bit of pepper on, and also just a little dashing of salt. I'm not a big salt fan, just a little bit. When you're a couple minutes through the first side, that's when you want to put your red onion on. That's going to cook side by side with your beef patties. Feel free to give it a bit of a mix about. You're going to want that red onion to be cooked on all sides. And heck, it's all good if even some of it goes on top of your beef patties. It's like one big food sex orgy. Okay, I think it's time for these bad boys to be flipped. Let's make sure the red onions all move to the side in preparation for the flipping. And the flipping is the most critical point, because that is when my secret comes into play. This is what will make your burgers just as good as mine. Let me try and get that bad boy. Oh! Okay, now that they're flipped, this is the secret part, the most important part. As soon as you flip your patties, you're going to want to go to your Swiss cheese slices, and you're going to want to put a slice on top of the patty. This is my secret. You don't add the cheese later. You add it now while the patties are in the fry pan. Okay? Place on top like so. And now what's going to happen is, as the patties cook, that cheese is going to gently melt, and the corners of it is actually, they're going to fold around, and it's going to hug and melt onto the beef patty. And it's almost like it becomes one. It's absolutely fantastic. That's my secret recipe right there, kiddies. Now whilst I'm waiting for the cheese to wrap around the beef patties, I'm going to prepare my bread rolls. The bread roll preparation is not a part of the prep. See, the prep is the lettuce and the tomato, but the bread rolls I save for when I'm waiting for the beef patties to finish cooking, because shit, man, I got to give myself something to do. Once you've cut the bread rolls open, you can go ahead and put a bit of butter on these bad boys. Don't use margarine, okay? I haven't had margarine, I think, since I was maybe 2. And that was when I said, yo mum, you ain't feeding me margarine anymore. It's like one chemical reaction away from plastic. Butter's where it's at. Now the final product is really going to come down to personal preference on how you want your burger to be. We've got the tomato, we've got the lettuce, we've got the buttered bread rolls. We've got the beef patties with the Swiss cheese hugging it. Look at that, it looks delicious. We've got the red onion cooking in there, swirling around. We've got the hot Mexican chili sauce. And this is where it comes down to a bit of creativity and a bit of personality, where you're going to put your own flavor, literally your own flavor onto these burgers. Now, I'm doing the worst job, there we go, at opening this sauce can, bottle. What I like to do, I'll show you. I like to put a bit of sauce on the bottom, like so. Then, what I do, I then get the beef patties out. I think these bad boys are ready to go. Look at there's even onion hanging off it. That's fantastic. That's not only okay, that's what you want. There we go. Straight on. Then what I do, I finish getting the red onion. Look at that stuff. Look at it. It's just pure bellissimo. I then put that on top of the cheese. See, because that's straight out of the oven. The oven. Ah, good one. That's straight out of the fry pan, which means it's hot. And when you're putting it on top of the cheese, it's going to melt that cheese even more. So when you bite into it, the cheese becomes really stringy. It's awesome. So put the hot onion on top of the cheese. There we go. Take that off there, turn that off. Now, I'm going to put some tomato. I normally go 2 slices on each one. Then we're going to get a bit of this baby cos lettuce. Be gentle with it though, because it is just a baby. Oh man, my mouth is watering. Okay, try to keep it together. And then I actually get a little bit extra nasty here, but on the lid of the bun I'll put a little bit more sauce. It's like a sauce sandwich. Okay, and then I finish it off with some pepper. Voila! Look at what we have created. Absolute masterpiece. Cool, Blinksters. That's the end of the cooking segment of this video. That's the thing with Vlog a Day. You just never know what's going to come on the next episode. You never know where we're going to end up. Alright, thanks for watching. If you make these burgers at home, I hope they taste just as good as I know these ones are going to. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good morning. I love you guys. Peace out.